We're cooked. We're cooked. It's over. It's done. No more. No moss. I'm done. I'm done. The Bears game is still going on, but they got like 4 or 5 minutes left to go in the game. The game's over. It's done. This is bad, guys. This is bad. It's just flat out bad. All around, it's bad. Well, they wanted the noise to go down, and the noise is not going to go down because guess what? The noise is only going to get louder. Because guess what? Now, when you turn around, it's going to be simple stuff. It's going to be fire Matt Eberflus. It's going to be fire Matt Eberflus. Simple as that. Simple as that. The Bears came out flat. They came out lazy. They came out, dare I say, unprepared, not ready to play football. And at some point in the game, it just felt like they just gave up. Look, I don't know what else there is to say, but the coach just got to go. He's just got to go. Plain and simple. These players are not playing for their coaches anymore. This is a sinking ship. It's done. I might be too young to even remember the Trestman stuff, but I know the Trestman era was fucking terrible. And I know some Bear fans are getting PTSD because of it. But it's bad, man. It's bad. The Bears lose to the Cardinals in a blowout. I'm not even going to read out the score, where just everything just looked bad. Caleb Williams was bad. Not that he had any time, but if he did have time with whatever time he had in this game, he was inaccurate as hell, and that's becoming a problem. Just very inaccurate all over the place. Now, is that because he's not getting open pockets? I don't know. He was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in college, and now he gets the NFL. He is very inaccurate. He can't do much of anything. Plain and simple. He's just got to be better at passing the ball. He's just got to be better at passing the ball. I don't know why he's very inaccurate, but it's not a good look. Now, it's only his rookie season, and I'm only giving him a pass. I know some Bear fans, especially the Justin ones, the Justin Fields, fan base Chicago Bears, they were completely, they're the ones that are kind of shit talking and just doing like, we drafted this quarterback and he's more inaccurate. Whatever. It is what it is. He's definitely got to play better. He cannot be inaccurate. Some of the passes he needs to hit, like he's got to hit. And then there were several times he just didn't take the checkdowns. Several times. But maybe the inaccuracies are leading to the fact that, well, guess what? The offensive line just isn't giving him enough of a clean pocket to be able to throw. I really hope that this isn't going to be an issue for him going forward, but this was not good for him. All I know is he won't be winning Rookie of the Year. That's the only thing. Offensive line was just god awful today. Darnell Wright went down with an injury, so we don't know what his status will be like against the New England Patriots, but that's not a good. You're basically now getting to your scrubs. Our offensive line was already bad before. It's even worse now. It's even worse now. We basically got practice squad players out there playing on the offensive line. That's crazy. So that's not good. That's not good. And if Darnell Wright is out an extended period of time, that's not good. That's not good at all. Especially not for your rookie quarterback who's struggling to find his way in the NFL. I can't really say much about the receivers. Rome, I guess, was probably the best receiver today. He got targeted the most to me. I guess the only other guy that they targeted a lot was Keenan Allen. And Keenan Allen, I'm sorry, but I was happy about the move, but honestly, I'm kind of like, can we trade this guy away? Can we trade him at the deadline for some picks? I bet a team will be willing to take a Keenan Allen. Trade him to a team so he can go compete for and not be stuck on this god awful team. And then maybe actually we can actually give some reps to Tyler Scott because I would like to see what he can provide. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Tight ends, non-existence. Cole Kmet, I don't know if he probably not going to go out there on the field, but he was not targeted. Again, zero targets, zero receptions. Not even a part of the game plan. Well, if he's not a part of the game plan, can you put a freaking lineman number on him so he can just block? I don't know why Shane Waldron continues to go away from Cole Kmet. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I it's mind-boggling. That's all I can say. Mind-boggling. But guess what, guys? Gerald Everett, he got his reception today, guys. He got his reception. Gerald Everett got his one reception. While in the meantime, Cole Kmet didn't get any. Didn't get one reception, didn't get any targets. But Gerald Everett, my Seattle boy, he got to get his freaking target. What can I else say? What else can I say? What else can I say? The defense, yeah, they were down. Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker again. And on top of it, we're also down Montez Sweat. But if I can tell you, frankly, to be honest, this is probably the worst defensive performance I've seen straight up this year. Clearly, it's the worst. And honestly, it felt like it was the worst defensive performance of the Eberflus era. The Bears defense just, with the exception of like the first and quarter, it felt like to me they didn't really try. It felt like to me they just didn't really try. The Arizona Cardinals basically got whatever they wanted in the run game. James Conner ran all over us. The other running back who I'm gonna pull his name up right now, as I pull up the box score. DeMercado, he dominated. He had another good game. And the worst part is Kyler Murray didn't even have to run today. He only had 2 carries for 6 yards. He didn't do much. It was really DeMercado and James Conner who rushed over 100 yards today. Too easy for the Cardinals. They didn't even have to pass the ball that heavily. And when they did, they got big chunks, mostly from Trey McBride. But they didn't really need to pass the ball. They just ran it down our throats, and the Bears couldn't do nothing to stop it. The Bears didn't try on defense. They had played apathetic football defensively. And I think just one of the jokes of the defense was strictly that last play before the half ended, and that was the fact that DeMercado ended up running it in for a touchdown. Ended up running in for a touchdown and ended the half off with a touchdown, essentially. Now, Eberflus in his the mid-game interview said that he called a pass defense as opposed to a run defense, but the Cardinals are essentially conceding to potentially getting a field goal. And nobody in the Bears defense hits home, gets a tackle. Shit, even if you are calling a pass defense, you still have to go out there and make the play. And after that, that was basically all she wrote. The moment they gave up that touchdown to make it Um, the moment they got that touchdown to make it, hold on. Let's see. All scoring summary. At that point to make it 21-9, that was basically it of the game. That was basically it of the game. That touchdown might be the death. Actually, no, 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 no. I was gonna say that touchdown might be the death blow. No, it's not. We as Bear fans know what the death blow of this season was. And that is the Hail Mary from hell. The Hail Mary from hell is the death blow of this season. Now, let's get to the coaching because clearly that's the main problem, and clearly that's going to be the only thing everybody talks about. But just going on further, you just watch this defense. They just played lazy, man. They played lazy. They played like they didn't give a shit. They were just done. It's like they just done checked out and they're like, you know what? We don't give a crap anymore. We'll just go out there, we'll go through the motion, and shit, that's what we'll do. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to go through the motion. We're going to go through the motions, and that's going to be it. So, yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. The defense checked out. The offense, well, who cares? Your OC is calling bullshit plays. Your quarterback's not executing. Your offensive line cannot block worth a goddamn fucking penny to keep your said rookie quarterback upright. Your receivers can't catch the damn ball. I don't know, man. It's just whatever. But after that touchdown, that's when the defense mentally and physically just checked out. And they're like, yeah, we're just going to go through the motions and we're just going to be here just to be here. They didn't do shit. Which leads me to the coaching. Which leads me to the fucking coaching. It's absolutely embarrassing that this coaching staff stayed in place. I said it legitimately in the lead up to the end of the season. I said that Matt Eberflus, especially if you're going to probably draft a quarterback, should be fired because you do not want to do the thing where for a third straight regime or a third straight in a year in a row, or not third straight year in a row, a third straight rookie quarterback in a row, where you draft a quarterback in the draft, very highly, mind you, but you keep the said head coach from the past regime or the past coaching regime. They clearly didn't learn their lesson from Mitch Trubisky. They didn't learn their lesson from Justin Fields. With Mitch Trubisky, you drafted Mitch Trubisky, but you didn't fire John Fox. When you drafted Justin Fields, you didn't fire Matt Nagy. And now the same is going to be said for Caleb Williams going into his second year, which all signs are pointing that Matt Eberflus will be fired at the end of the season. So, for potentially a third straight rookie quarterback, you're going to do the same exact bullshit. And you're going to subject your rookie quarterback in his rookie season, creating bad habits, bad tendencies, get behind the eight ball essentially. Because you wanted, or the GM wanted, to keep the said coach in place because they felt we're just a quarterback away. Instead of realizing you're not just a quarterback away, you're an offensive line away. You're even a head coach away from getting this shit in Chicago turned around. But nope, let's do the same old, same old. The coach is not a problem. It's just was the quarterback was the problem. We can make an upgrade. Well, Caleb Williams, for all intents and purposes, looks just exactly like Justin Fields from the past 3 seasons. if not worse, with the fact that he's more inaccurate than Justin Fields was in his time here. And for any Bear fans that wanted this just like be like, oh, you can't say that, blah, 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 blah. Now, I do think Caleb Williams is more talent than Justin Fields does, but we can't ignore the fact that he's more inaccurate than Justin Fields ever was. It was bad, man. It was bad. One of the message. So at the mid game post interview before they got out before the third quarter started, Eberflus literally said, "This is what the score is, and we have each other." That's what he told the reporter after asking, "How do you find a way to tell you, or what did you tell your team in the locker room?" He said, "This is what the score is, and we have each other." If that is your message as the head coach to a group of men in that locker room, I'm sorry, but you have officially lost the locker room. I would not be shocked that the Bears players heard that in the locker room and they're just looking at each other like, the fuck is this guy talking about? We're down 21-9 and we just gave up a touchdown before half. And you just over here saying that's the score? Eberflus basically sounded like, okay, well, that's it, guys. As if he like punted is okay with this game being a loss. This guy clearly shows you he has no awareness of the situation. See, if it was me, I would say, look, guys, we're coming out flat. We're coming out bad. I know the shit happened last week, but what happened last week, we cannot bring this shit down to us. We are playing like a bunch of you-know-whats, and we need to step up our damn play. That touchdown at the end of the half is unacceptable. Whether I called the play, regardless, we still got to go out there and execute. And you say, look, we need to turn it around. And if you guys don't want to get out there and turn it around, then I'll go put in other guys that will end up that want to go do your jobs. But no, passive Eberflus is like, well, we got to go. We got to deal with what we got to deal with. That's just the score, 21-9. Let's just go out there and we got to be a little bit better, guys. I would not be shocked if in that moment, that locker room, that was the moment the locker room lost complete faith in Matt Eberflus. Because based on the second half, that's how the way they played. And I'm not going to defend the way they played. They played some pathetic-ass football. Pathetic-ass inspired football. At some point, if you want to tune out the coach, fine. At least play with some goddamn pride for yourself. Because at the end of the day, this organization is writing the checks. And if you want to come out and be lackadaisical, lazy, not spirited, and not want to have pride in yourself to play the game of football, then you can just go home and pack your bags and call it a season. But that's what your head coach said. That's what your head coach said. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. It's cooked. It's done. No more, no moss. Matt Eberflus should be fired. He should be fired. Plain and simple. He should be fired. Now, if I was in charge, I'm walking up to George's office and I'm telling him, I know you don't like to fire coaches mid-season, but this is at a point of no return. What happened last week was the death blow. If we continue to run this coach out there, our players are going to lose trust even more, and the scores in games are going to be even worse. I'm sorry, but we have to let him go. Let's do this now. We can start our search right now, and we'll start not interviewing candidates, but looking into potential candidates. We'll do that, and we'll promote somebody within on the coaching staff to be OC. I mean, not OC, head coach. And honestly, I'd probably make Eric Washington interim head coach, because I'm damn sure not making Shane Waldron interim head coach. And to be honest, if I were to see the Bears firing Matt Eberflus, then Ninja, you might as well fire Shane Waldron too. At that point, you might as well just fire both of them and you just get somebody to be the new OC, interim OC. That's what I would do if I was in charge. But will the Bears do it? Probably not. So they're going to have these players stuck around, be stuck with a deadbeat head coach for the next essentially 9, 10 weeks of the season. That's what's going to happen. And the scores are going to be lackadaisical because these players won't listen to this guy. They won't. They'll tune him out. They won't pay attention. They don't care. You want to know the reason why I said that? Look at last week. Almost not all the team, but certain major members of that team went out against the coach and called the coach out and said, I didn't like that call, man. I had to sit down with Matt Eberflus to talk about I didn't like that coach or didn't like that call. You see what I mean? They were more worried about what the events of last week. And that's why I'm going to say it right here. I'm going to say it now. I made this up in a tweet. I'm not going to read my tweet word for word, but I'll say it. Last week's loss to the Commanders in the fashion that they lost on the Hail Mary, that was the start of the implosion, the start of the death blow to Matt Eberflus's era. With the players this past week coming out and saying what they said, that showed to me they're starting to lose trust in their head coach because they're talking about, well, I didn't like the call that coach made there. I didn't like the fact that coach didn't call a timeout. It would have got us all focused and better prepared. I didn't like the fact that we ran a freaking goal line play and handed off to our dang offensive linemen. You already having players on the brink of losing trust. Today's game, after that week of turmoil, you can make the case that locker room may or is already lost, if not will be lost by next week. Plain and simple. That was the start. Last week's Hail Mary from hell was the start of the implosion. That was the start. Because usually that's how Bear seasons go with a deadbeat coach. Usually it's one loss that in the season you're just like, yep, there it is. That's the loss that does his coach in. And that's usually the season. That's what typically it is. That's what we saw with Nagy. That's what we saw with John Fox. If you want to even go back to Trustman, after we got blown out in back-to-back 50-plus games where we gave up 50 points in back-to-back games to the Patriots and the Packers, that's when you could tell, okay, yeah, he's done. He's done. After this, Eberflus is dead. Eberflus is dead. And the reason why I say that is the Bears had to come out and they had to prove last week was a mistake. Last week was a wrong that will be fixed. And they did not come out that way. They lost this game in embarrassing fashion and they looked god-awful. Looked god-awful. I'm not even going to talk about the Tyreek Stevenson shit because that's stupid. Apparently, he walked out of practice and had to go in the locker room and chill a bit because he got told that he wasn't starting. That sounds like more of a him problem than a coach problem. But everything could have been figured out by the coach if he just said he's not starting on Monday. He could have just said, well, going into this week, I've already had to talk with Tyreek that he will not be starting this week. Now, Tyreek Stevenson did play, and he played good. I'll give him that. But I don't like the fact that he walked out on practice because he got a little bit butthurt that he was told he's not starting. That's not a good look. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's the beginning of the end. It's the beginning of the end for the 2024-2025 Chicago Bears. We just have to count down and endure the next 10 weeks of the season. And the next thing you know, whatever time in January happens, the coach will be fired. And then guess what? We'll be in the services of looking for a new coach. Hopefully, for my sanity, it's Ben fucking Johnson. It's Ben Johnson. I hope it's Ben Johnson. And I hope it's not another deadbeat coach. And I hope if it is Ben Johnson, I hope he exactly knows what he needs to do to fix this ship. Anyways, there's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. I can't even rant. I can't even be mad. Legitimately, I can't. Because I'm just standing back here and just be like, you know what? I'm not going to stretch my voice and scream. My screaming was last week. Now I'm at the point of the season where I'm just done with this season and I'm ready for the season to brutally end. So then I can go into next season and have my grandeur hope that things are going to be different when they're in reality, they're not going to be different. And then it's going to be the same old shit like I've seen the past freaking years. Nothing changes. Nothing's different. There's so much to change and they don't want to do it. You have a cheap GM that doesn't want to do anything in terms of improving the offensive line and not firing the right guys. You have a coach that is stubborn. I'm done. I'm done. It's clear to me that these players lost the coach. Eberflus has lost the locker room. Fire him now and get it over with. I don't know why the Bears want to subject these players to a bad head coach. Fire him now, get the search started early, and then you can move on. And who knows? Maybe by doing that, the players play more impassioned. Maybe getting rid of Eberflus and Waldron has the offense playing slightly better. But I'm done. Another egregious thing. The man was calling timeouts in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go, but he didn't want to call one timeout before the Hail Mary play. That tells me he just calling timeouts just to call timeouts. What a fucking joke. Get rid of this guy, fire this guy, move on from this guy. It's a joke. I'm done. The players have lost the locker room. It's embarrassing that they lost this game because guess what? You thought the noise was bad last week. It's going to get worse this week. Go out against New England and lose to New England at home. You're not going to be hearing fire Eberflus chants. You're not going to be hearing fire Waldron chants. You're going to bring the whole city of Chicago down to hell. Lose to New England. Lose to New England. And that's not going to be an easy game the way the Bears played today. They took Tennessee, a team we struggled against, to overtime. It's done. It's done. Lose to New England next week. Because you lose to New England, I don't see how the Bears can use their excuse, well, we don't fire a coach mid-season. At that point, you might as well fire the head coach. Because you'll lose to a rookie quarterback and you'll lose to a first-time head coach. Or what? Is it going to wait till you go get blown out at Soldier Field against the Green Bay Packers again? Because guess what? The Packers don't look good this season, but when they come around and play the Chicago Bears, I'm like, oh, Chicago Bears? Oh, they're a cakewalk, man. Now, new quarterback? We're going to make them look just as bad. So, whatever. It's done. It's over. It's cooked. No more, no must. Eberflus should be fired first thing in the morning tomorrow, but the Bears won't do that. Plain and simple. So, going from here on out, recaps will be talking about starting with me, fire the head coach. Till then, guys, I'm done. I'm getting out of here. Catch you guys next video. I'll see you guys next week for NFL predictions or another video with my Uncle Daryl talking about this fallout and of getting his thoughts on the situation about the Bears and everything and stuff like that. But other than that, that's basically all I can say. It's done. It's over. Well, yeah. So then, guys, stay safe out there. Um, I'll be back next week with Bears Patriots game recap. I'm gonna see if I can get my older boy, who's actually a Patriots fan, so maybe we can do, maybe he can give us our side of, the Patriots and stuff like that, and what, you know, I can envision or what the Bears can envision for coming up for the Patriots. But till then, I'm gonna get out of here. Catch you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Peace. Last thing, guys. So again, like I said, I didn't watch the end of the game, but look, guys, apparently from when I literally booted up Twitter, and people saying Caleb Williams got hurt. He got hurt. Now, mind you, why was he still out there? That's on the coaches. That's on the coaches. They kept him out there, and now he got hurt. You already know what I'm gonna say, man. You already know what I'm gonna say. I'm done, man. I'm done. If he is not fired, if he is not fired now, Ryan Poles is gonna be fired by Kevin Warren. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So there's that, but whatever. I'm done. I'm done. All right. I'm getting out of here, guys.